safe. So as sad as we are, I know that's what she wants to do, is to be happy and to have fun, because that's what she spent her life doing. We're going to be short today, a couple of presentations from Nathan and Vanessa, and then we'll allow anyone else who wants to speak a chance to talk. But yeah, after the obituary, just let me know, and we'll give a list of people going and come and speak. Nathan.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see you all here. I know my mother would have been so happy to see so many people gathered remembering her. I have a lot of words I can think, many feelings that keep shifting and changing, and I don't know which to use and which to feel. But I do know one thing my mother loved was music, and so today I'll share with you a song that I hope can give you the meaning that I know she felt for herself. She always told her children, and I hope you will remember her and know for yourselves. You are very special, you're special too. Everyone is special, this I know is true when I look at you. Are very special, you're special too. Everyone is special, this I know is true when I look at you. Thank you. Have fun and be safe. Thanks.
I wrote a poem for my mom. She really liked my poem, so I think she liked this one too. Mother, far too formal a moniker for the person you were. It seems impossible to express how I feel in a single phrase. There are so many stories to share, so many memories to cherish, so many things left to say. Like when I was little and you told us, my brothers and me, that the mole on your shoulder was your hug button. So whenever we needed a hug, to just press it and fall into your arms. Like when I was in second grade, the teacher wanted to hold me back. You promptly told her she was wrong and switched my school, where I started third grade in the gifted program. You were always on my side. You were my number one supporter. You made me know and believe I could be and do anything and everything. You could always make me think with your wise observations. You could always make me laugh with your sharp and silly sense of humor. You could always make me calm and soothe my worries. Even though you once told me you always wanted to be called mother over mom, Mommy always seemed much more fitting to how loving, caring, connected, and committed you were to me. I love you, Mommy, and I will miss you forever.
together we're going to read the youth starting off with Paula herself. Paula Teresa Stevens Jackson, affectionately known as Teresa, born on December 14th, 1958, to Ernestine Stevens, formerly Curry, and Roy Stevens. She is one of 11 children. Her mother showed her how to be determined and nurturing. She spent time in her youth caring for her younger family members. Her father taught her skills and lessons at home around foods. This led to her lifelong appreciation for food and time with family. She was proud of her roots and upbringing on the west side of Chicago and in Evanston, Illinois. Catholic primary school taught her love for math and friendship, if nothing else. She was elated to attend Evanston Township High School and graduated class of 77, where she met many lifelong friends and had significant experiences. She went on to earn an associate's degree in accounting.
At the Black Student Union meetings during college, she met her future husband. In the winter of 1989, she married Nero Jackson and had 4 children: Vanessa, Nero, Lloyd, Justin, and Nathan. She liked reading books and pondering ideas. She also fostered this mindset and curiosity in her children. She worked tirelessly to provide for her children and their lives together. Amongst many positions, above all, she enjoyed working as an office manager at her brother Gregory's medical practice. In retirement, she enjoyed her time yearly as a ticket seller at the Arizona State Fair. "It's not barbecue without pork ribs," she would often say. She loved cooking ribs on a charcoal grill, a master of the barbecue. Her absolute favorite food was Chicago-style thin crust pizza with sausage. As a close second were fried pork chops, catfish, and chicken wings. Her passion persisted for food all of her life, and she always had a piece of candy to share.
She had an active social life and loved a good game of bid whist. One of her beloved pastimes was watching TV, especially series that showcased the Black experience in America. She was intrigued by crime dramas, tickled by sitcoms, and enthralled and challenged by cooking shows. She deeply valued spending time with her family for holidays and special events, including hosting many dinners at her house like Thanksgiving. Her adventuring and fun-seeking wasn't bound by local events. She would often travel to many states and even abroad to enjoy time with her loved ones. A trip to Taiwan with her children was one of her most memorable and cherished. The time she spent in her backyard garden allowed her to fondly reminisce about her childhood days in Arkansas with her grandmother, Erin. She is preceded in death by her parents, Ernestine Stevens and Lloyd Stevens, siblings, Lucy Stevens, Sharnita Lilly, Lloyd Stevens, Wendy Bradley, and Gregory Muhammad, husband Nero Jackson, and son Nero Lloyd Stevens Jackson. Teresa leaves to cherish her memory: sisters Elizabeth Ogunchola, Catherine Stevens, brothers Daniel Stevens, Mark Stevens, Howie Stevens, sisters-in-law Tony Bradley Stevens, Charm Withers, children Vanessa, Justin, and Nathan, and special cousins Ari McDavid and Tony Johnson. Teresa was also loved by a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, extended family members, and friends.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andre Curry, and and Teresa's cousin, grew up in Chicago with Risa. I used to call Teresa, I said, Risa, she said, Andre, you're the only one I still allow to call me that. And I took it definitely as an honor, because she would scold anybody else that didn't call her Paula Teresa Jackson, Stevens Jackson. And I just took it from Uncle Lloyd, who used to call her Risa. He called her Risa just like he called Kathy Cat, and I still call Kathy Cat to this day, just from that being in Chicago. Me and Teresa are the same age in Chicago, and every October I come here in particular to make sure I see family. And I always knew that I would get a hug from Teresa, and definitely a hug and a kiss, because that's what family is all about. If you knew anything about Teresa in particular, you knew that she loved her family, but in particular, she loved her children immensely. She didn't want them out of her city. She didn't want them out of sight. She loved the fact that they were at home and so on. I tell you, there's something that we can learn just from the desire to have your family with you. Immediately in your close surroundings, especially in these days in our country, if there's anything in which we definitely have to understand and know, is that family and being close to your family and having them in your sight and your sight picture, you definitely need to just capture that. And from Teresa's life, that's what we can definitely learn. Have your family close. I can go into a whole, just a philosophical thinking. We probably do a whole lot better in a lot of ways if our families were close. In ways such as financially, we probably do a whole lot better if our families were close, working together, and not so spread apart. And that's one thing, if you knew anything about Risa, that was it. The closeness of family and having them close. I was definitely, I spoke to her before she went into her surgery in California. And I told her, I said, you're going to be okay. Just remember, I want my hug when I come again in October. She expressed that she was definitely nervous about going into the surgery, and I said, hey, I got you in my prayers, in my thoughts. We love you, and it's going to be okay. One thing I was heartened definitely to know that she had family who was there when she passed here in Phoenix. She was able to get back to her family and her home. She loved that house. She loved being there and having that. And she loved it for the longest. And so I know Risa's not with us here in this dimension anymore, but she's still with us. And I just relay that to her children. Nathan, definitely Taiwan was a highlight, knowing that you're over there contributing to doing what you're doing, teaching. Vanessa, Michael, she definitely loved you, you know that. And Justin, absolutely, she's proud of you, and continue to make her proud. Don't think that she's gone, but she's not. She's still with you. Love you, and I just want to definitely say a few words about my cousin, Risa.
Can you guys hear me? Because I'm one of those weak speakers, so I'm very casual. So bear with me, because this is not something I do. But I had to do it for Teresa, because she would expect it. So I wanted to start by saying, I want you guys to hold on, understand, and she is not alone. You are not alone. Your mother will always be with you. I sat in that seat, and at any given time, when you need her most, you're going to hear everything she has ever said to you, and things that you didn't want to hear. She's going to be right there with you. A little bit about Teresa. Since she was 9 years old, she was always by my side. Teresa would always just appear and say, "Can I go with you?" She never asked, "Where was I going?" Just can she go? It was always yes. Teresa had a way of appearing to be humble and just sweet and innocent, and that would get you every time. Teresa, I have to tell the truth, I don't know how to fix things. Teresa was very mischievous as well. Teresa would always call me to tell me what she had done. And this particular time, Teresa called and asked, can I come to your house? Can I come over? I said, well, yeah, but it's late. You got school tomorrow. She said, nope, I don't have school tomorrow. I said, what did you do now? She said, I got suspended. I said, okay, what else? I got caught smoking. I said, Teresa, why were you smoking at school? Why are you smoking at all? And now you have the audacity to be upset. She said, I'm not upset because I was smoking. I'm upset I got caught. And that was Teresa. What I loved about her the most, Teresa took responsibility. Whatever she did, however the outcome was, Teresa had a reason. Or she made up a reason so you could accept it. I laughed more with Teresa than I think anybody I have ever known. She was always there, even when I got in a little trouble, she was right there. There was an incident on my job where a girl was sending my daughter to get cash out of the cash station where we did change. And I didn't like that. My daughter wasn't supposed to be at school. I mean, that worked with me. So my daughter came and asked me, she's got to go and get change for the cashier, for one of the girls. And I said, no, you're not going to go and get any change. So I approached the girl, and she told me she'll do whatever she please. And that caused a real issue. And she moved a little close. And a good friend of mine by the name of Charles stopped all of that. And Teresa was right there. I got your back, I got you. And I thought, well, I didn't see you. And that girl was about 400 pounds, and she had to be 6'2". But I was in shape at the time. But I needed my Teresa. And we laughed about it. Teresa had to come and work with me. And I said, okay. And it was fun. Teresa had a habit that we all know, and I want to ask you guys to share with me. Teresa had 2 speeds. Can you tell me what that was? Slow and stop. Or slow and slow. No. Teresa started out being 15 minutes late. That was fine. She got real comfortable. Clients loved her. And she took her time, which was fine sometimes because I would run behind, a little overlooked. And this particular time, Teresa was like an hour late. And I kind of let it go because I had a little help. That got progressively worse. Teresa was 2 hours late after a while. And I told her, I said, you know, I love you, but I'm going to fire you if you don't get here on time. I said, do you see how many people are waiting on us? Nobody complained because they were waiting to laugh and talk with Teresa. And of course it happened again. And I said, you know what, Teresa? I'm going to fire you. This is going to hurt you worse than you. I don't remember what Teresa said, but I know in my heart she would say, well, if it's going to hurt you, it's going to hurt me, then don't fire me. She said something to that effect. One of the things before Teresa left, she has a picture up there that I love. It's when she was graduating from high school. And I closed. I left work. And I had to do I wanted to do her makeup and her hair. And she was pretty much dressed. And she told me she wasn't going to the prom. I said, oh, you're going to the prom? I left work. And what is the problem? You're not going to the prom. Somehow she didn't have a date. I did not ask what happened. I just told Teresa, sit down in a chair, I'm doing your makeup, I'm doing your hair, and you're going to the prom. My husband loved Teresa. He thought she was one of the most clever young people he had ever met. He had names for Teresa and Kathy. But we won't go into all the names. They were complimentary. So she let me, and I fixed her hair. She looked absolutely beautiful. That was the best fitting dress I have ever seen in my life. I'm sure Teresa went downstairs somewhere and took it up a little bit in several places. But she absolutely looked beautiful. And we took her to the prom. She wasn't going. Then she changed her mind. I said, oh, yeah, you're going. And she looked so good, she didn't have no choice because we took her. We got to the hotel, and my husband got out of the car to walk with Teresa. In a few seconds, he was coming back. And Teresa followed him. She came to the car. She said, I look good, don't I? I said, you look absolutely stunning. Teresa went to the prom and had more fun than anybody at the prom. There are so many stories I wish I could tell. We don't have time. I want to just talk a little bit about her children. Because I'm just amazed at, well, my time was up once she had children. We didn't talk anymore midnight to daylight. It was all about these children. I knew every time Vanessa batted her eye. I knew every time Lloyd broke a toy. I knew everything these children did from morning to night. And I told Teresa, because I'm used to laughing and talking to Teresa all the time. I said, Teresa, I'm tired of talking about your children. Every time I call to talk to you. And then Justin came. I said, oh, it's a wrap. I know we don't have no more time together and have no more conversations. But she loved them, and then it was Nathan. I said, okay, I have to find me another night to talk to because she has no more time. But when Teresa went to the hospital, well, when you tell the story, you can't leave anything out once you start. Teresa called me and she talked for a minute. She was crying. And I think I shook worse than I'm shaking right now. I've never heard her cry. And I told her, don't cry. Please don't cry. Don't stop crying. If you feel like crying, you continue to cry. You have a right. And I told her, I said, that's the devil, Teresa. I said, God's got you. I said, the devil wants us to be afraid. That's when he has his, that's when he's strongest, when you're weaker. I said, you're fine. We talked a little bit about the past, and we started laughing. Then we back to her children. But I listened then. They were coming. And she was so excited. She said, I just need to see my children. And then I cried. The next thing was the surgery was over. I was shocked. Teresa was ready to come out of the hospital. I said, Teresa, you can't come out of the hospital, honey. You just had surgery. She said, I'm going home. I said, well, you're not going home. You're supposed to go to Stephanie's house. Well, I'm going home. I said, okay, you're going to go to Stephanie's house. You're going to eat like a queen, because that's all you talk about. And then you'll come home. She didn't have any more words to say. The next time I would call, and she was, asleep, getting her rest, and I talked to the kids. The next conversation that Teresa and I had, she called me. It was about 10, 11 o'clock at night in Chicago. And she said, I said, hi, what are you doing up? How do you feel? She said, I feel great. I had to move the phone a little bit because she was screaming in my ears. I am great. I said, okay, I'm happy. I have never been this happy in my life. Her voice was very strong. That was an old Teresa. And I said, well, you sound good. Are you at home? She said, yes, Eric. I'm looking at my beautiful blue house. I said, what blue house? You don't have no blue house. And she said, I can't be happier. My children got me out of there. And I thought, I'm leaving. And I said, well, Teresa, are you at Stephanie's? No, I just told you I'm at my beautiful blue house. I said, I know she's delirious. Whatever they gave you, I hope I get a gallon of it, because this is not making any sense. So then she said, I said, well, okay. Teresa, when did you get to the house? Are you in Phoenix? She said, I am in Phoenix. Tomorrow I will be in my backyard. I have a beautiful backyard, and I can't wait to get in it. I said, well, okay. I'm still not convinced. I said, how do you get to Phoenix? She said, on a plane. I said, when did you get to Phoenix? She said, Eric, I just got here. I said, oh, I'm lost. I really was lost. I don't know why I got lost, but I'm off the expressway on a dark street. I have to pull over so I can really talk to Teresa, because I'm about to lose my mind. She is not in Phoenix. I'm getting ready to call Kathy to see what is going on. Teresa just told me she was in Phoenix, but I couldn't. I said, Teresa, I'm gonna go. I'll call you back, because I'm actually lost. Teresa said, I'll hold on. I said, okay. I couldn't call Kathy, I'm trapped. So then I started to question, and we had a conversation. She said, well, I have to go to the doctor on Monday, and everything's gonna be cool. Then I kind of, was convinced she really had to go to, she was really things. And I was surprised. So I said, well, I'm glad. I'm now, Teresa, just get some rest, go to bed, and relax. But let me tell you about my children. My children they're geniuses. Ari, they got so much brain, they got brain bouncing off the wall. I said, okay, I was done with that. If you got brain so severe, so genius, that you got no brain where it's bouncing off the wall, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. Whew. So I just thank all of you for being, and that may not be my job, but I just want to thank all of you for being in her life. You all made her happy. Teresa was quiet. She was cool. She spoke with a very soft voice. But Teresa had a power about her that she got what she wanted. And she was happy. So thank you. And I want to thank all of you for coming. It's not easy. We all had so much to do, so many responsibilities, but you are here because Teresa loved you and you love her. So I just want to thank you for being in all of our lives. We made friends. And I can't wait to taste your food, Steph. I know you put some food together.
I won't be long, I promise. Sometimes when I get to the mic, I start rambling. But I just want to say to Vanessa, Justin, and Nathan, what your cousins have already said. Your mother loved you. And it breaks my heart that she came to California to help me celebrate my retirement after 34 years, 3 months, and 8 hours. And we had planned a great weekend, a celebration. And we were getting ready to go to the Jennifer Hudson show. And Teresa gets off the shower and started complaining that she couldn't breathe and her chest was hurting. And I know many of you would say, oh no, Teresa, she kept saying, just hold up, let me catch my breath. I'll be all right. I said, no, not today. I said, somebody call 911, call them now. And we called them and got her to the hospital. And it was a scary week, but nothing made her more proud than when Justin and Nathan flew to California to be with their mother. Justin and Vanessa, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Nathan, but Justin and Vanessa. And I tell you, when they took care, you say they took care of their mother, they took care of their mother. I'm sorry. They were there with her day and night when she had that surgery. And of course, every night they got home, they had a good meal to come home to. Sometimes I had to pick it up for them, but I had it ready and hot and waiting on them. And I'm not going to start rambling, but I would love to just say I love Teresa as a sister. Kathy and I are the very best friends. We've been friends from day one, from the first hour I met that crazy nut. And we've been inseparable since. And Teresa was happy when we allowed her to start traveling with us. She wouldn't do much, and she moved real slow. And so Nina had to eventually threaten her, look, Teresa, if you're going to hang out with us, you got to pull your part. You got to do something. So Teresa would, one thing I didn't know she could cook. I know she can eat good, but I did not know Teresa could cook. I read this obituary about barbecue, and I'm like, what are they talking about? but she loved to eat, and she would always say, cook Nina or I or Sheila, any of us would cook, and she would always say, my mouth tastes good. That was her favorite saying. And I could go on and on. I don't have all the fond stories as the cousins or many of the other friends, but I can tell you, I care for Teresa. I love Teresa as a sister, and if I could have done more for her, if I could have given her one of my vows, I would have. One of the things I would always say to Teresa when she was in the hospital, she'd start talking about her situation or whatever, and I kept telling her that the Lord has spared her life for a reason. Because she was a little apprehensive about the surgery, but I reassured her she was in one of the best hospitals there in Southern California, and she was. The one thing she wanted to do, she wanted to get home to see her family, see her house, and get in her bed. And when she got released from the hospital, we were in San Juan, Puerto Rico, getting ready to go on a cruise, Nina and I talked to her and I said, Teresa, you don't have to go home. You can stay at my house as long as you want to. There's plenty of food there. I said, you can even sleep in my bed. I changed the sheets before I left. I said, my bed sleeps upright like you're in a hospital bed. So you can lift your feet, you can lift your head, just don't turn on that vibrating bed. And she said, no, Stephanie, I want to go home to my own house and my own bed. And the doctors released her, And I think that made her happy because she sounded so joyful when she got out of the hospital. And that was one of the things that she really wanted to do. And I probably could stand here and go on and on and on and talk about our friendship. But I'm just going to tell this to the children. Again, your mother loved you. And no one can say that they understand how you feel, because we don't. But one thing for sure, we all at some time are going to be in your place. Just remember that your mother is looking down on you, and look to the hills which to come to your help. And just, if you feel weak, just start praying. He'll reveal something to you, I'm sure he will. He said in his words, and I'm going to take my seat, that he will be your burden bearer and your heavy load sharer. So don't ever think you're in this world by yourself. You have all of us to lean on, but most of all, lean on him. Okay? And I love you, and I love you. Amen.
The Lord is a present helper in time and need. That's what our grandmother used to say to us. She used to say it so much we thought something was wrong with her. But if you think about it, this is what you need to know. Because that's our strength, that's who we are, and I just wanted to remind everybody. So thank you for listening.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nina, and I want to thank the Stevens family. Kathy, in particular, we met in 1993. So over 30 years ago, Lord brought me Kathy, and Teresa's kids, and Kathy's kids, and all y'all. Tony's kids. And a couple words come to mind when I think about Teresa. The first one is contrary. Teresa is going to do what Teresa's going to do. Y'all know me. Stephanie calls me a bully sometimes. But Teresa, she, like Eric said, stop, slower. Teresa always moved at Teresa's speed. And you got to respect someone who respects themselves and know themselves and are true to themselves. Teresa lived her life the way she wanted to live her life. Contrary to what anybody had to say, she lived her life. She loved her kids. And when I was getting in my car, she always called me, Nina, can I get into? And the answer was always yes. We have so many stories of our travels back and forth to LA. Y'all may hear some of them later as you come over to Kathy's house, but there's one thing that Teresa didn't like about me. And it always made me laugh, just like I'm laughing now. Teresa would sit in my back seat and fall asleep, and I'd take pictures of her. She hated that so much. She threatened me, I can't even tell you, up and down the highway. But I'd take those pictures and show them later. She goes, why are you showing those pictures? But we always laughed. We always laughed, and that was Teresa. Whether she was doing good, something contrary, or whatever, laughter was part of our life. So I want you guys to think of a story of Teresa and just laugh, because that's my heart of Teresa, is sit and tell the stories and laughing. And so when I think of Teresa, I know that she's still with us, and we're going to keep on laughing. So thank you guys for coming. Like Eric Jean said, this is a blessing. This is a family reunion. This is a family reunion of the best kind. Love you guys.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tony. Most of you all probably know who I am. I have 5 fond memories of Teresa. The first one was when I first met her. It was 1977. Gregory had brought me to Chicago. He said, we're going to meet the whole family, especially my sister Teresa. I said, oh, okay. So we get to the house. He runs in the house. She's sitting on the steps. She said, you're the one? Whoa, okay. I know Teresa. You're the one? I said, hi, Teresa. So anyway, years later, she said, you still here, right? I said, yeah, I'm the one. I didn't know Gregory had told him he was going to marry me. We were just dating, but I'm still here, 7 daughters later. Anyway, the other 4 memories are Teresa, I'm pregnant. Right. She said, really? Because the girls are, 6, 8 weeks apart. She said, I am too, but don't tell anybody. Okay. So we had the babies. Asia came early. Teresa was a little outdone with that, because Vanessa was supposed to be older. But anyway, Granny Ernestine was just ecstatic. I think she flew on her own little legs from Arkansas to see her grandbabies. I think there's a picture of Mark holding the babies too. A couple months later, I said, Teresa, I'm pregnant. She said, me too. So then we got to baby 3. And I was in New York. She said, Dad, you have a baby in New York? I'm like, well, we in New York, so have a baby. Then we waited. There's a couple years between the 3rd and the 4th one. And she said, I'm pregnant. I'm like, I'm not pregnant. I am not pregnant, okay? Then I was nauseous. I'm like, call her, Teresa. I know you're pregnant. I knew you was pregnant when you were talking to me. So we used to laugh about that. And then my last memory was on Saturday. She called me. She was, like you all said, so happy. I happened to be in the car with Amira and her 2 children, and her baby was screaming, just like our little ones used to do in the background. She said, no, that's a beautiful sound. A beautiful sound. So then I started fussing at her. I said, yeah, when you get home, we're going to have an exercise routine, you're going to have a diet routine. She said, whoa. We'll talk about that later. So, my dear sweet sister, and she did tell me about her children, and she thanked me for some things we all did. And she was is very, very proud of you all. So, Teresa, I don't know where your spirit is, but if you see your crazy brother, tell him we're all okay. I hope you all are all together. We love you. We're going to miss you, but Teresa is here, and all of us. And what was I going to say? I'm still here, 40-some years later. So I made it without a, what Kathy say? I should have got a prenup. They should have got a prenup. But I'm here. I mean, I call a lot or whatever, but I do pick up my phone. I really do. So I love you all. Amazing. Safe travels back to Taiwan. And Nessa, Mike. I don't cook a lot anymore, but I'll bring you over for dinner. Just I gotta keep an eye on you, know. And but I'm here. Love you guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amira. I'm Teresa. Well, she was my aunt, obviously. But I just wanted to resonate and reiterate with my mom. I was in the car the last time I spoke to your mom, and she sounded wonderful. Just reiterating how proud she was of you all. She was so appreciative that you all showed up for her. You could just hear the happiness and contentment in her voice to be home. She always greeted you with a, hey baby, hey Mira. And so I know we talked a lot about how she was she's your mom, but Aunt Teresa showed up to everything, so she was also a great aunt. So I just want to say how much I appreciate her and I love her. So showing up for her today was non-negotiable, and she'll be missed, and I love her. And also to my Aunt Kathy, my Aunt Bertie, and my Uncle Danny. I know y'all lost your sister today. So my love goes out to you all as well. And that's what I like to say, and we'll miss her, and I love you all deeply. So, that's all.
I'm Sheena. I'm one of Kathy's friends and staff and everybody. One of the things I want to just talk about is my fond memory of is when I was miss work, tell Kathy, let's creep. So like every time we would creep, here come tourists. And she'd read out in, no, what you been doing with them? She'll come real fast, self. Who y'all? Don't lie, I know you did something. And then I have to break the truth and she go back to Kathy. You said you wasn't going nowhere, you wasn't going to do something. But y'all been in the streets. But I will miss her big smile. She always had the biggest smile and said, what you cooking? And I just want to say to the family, I miss y'all and I'm sorry for your loss, but T's will always be in the heart because I call her T. So thank you.
All right. How y'all doing today? Nobody know who I am. I'm Seth. No. I just want to talk about my beautiful aunt. You know, I remember one of the first trips I took to Chicago. My mother was supposed to go with me. I was probably like 14 or 15, and I remember, I think something happened that she had to stay. And I was like, Mom, we're at the airport already. I'm going, you know. She's like, but you only 14, 15. I was like, don't worry about it. And my Aunt Teresa was like, don't worry about it, Wendy, I'll pick them up, you know. And I remember coming into Chicago, and your mother was right there to pick me up, you know, and we rode around Chicago, you know. She bought me a nice little watch too, and she was like, hey, I got a gift for you too, you know. She was like, got this watch for you, and we rode around, and just enjoyed that time, and it made it, knowing that was one of my first trips I took, you know, flying by myself. You know, that she was there to pick me up and always had my back, you know. Always was so happy, you know, to, once again, you know, her beautiful children and to be around her family and to support her family and to know that, you know, she knew her family loved her and we all knew that she loved us, you know. And then another story I had, I remember, you know, some of y'all young, y'all don't know, but when we first got cell phones, prior to that, you know, it was beepers, but then with the cell phones, and when you first had your cell phones, you know, it charged you to call different, like, so one had T-Mobile, another person had AT&T, you know, you would get charged for your minutes. But I remember me and Teresa, we was on, I want to say it was T-Mobile, and she was so excited because me and her both had, you know, T-Mobile, so then that allowed us to be able to just, you know, talk for hours and hours on the phone, you know, and just enjoy because we were like, hey, we don't have to count the minutes anymore, you know. And she was just always so loving, and, you know, I was so glad that, you know, she was able to, you know, see my beautiful grandbaby. She loved, you know, Avea, you know, my daughter, my children, you know, Tariq and Kayla and Kiana. She just, you know, always had a smile for everybody, you know, no matter what was going on, no matter even how she felt. You know, she always had a smile. She always had love, you know, and just such a blessing, you know. Now we've lost her, we lost Gregory. Like I said, I know they're together, you know. Lloyd, you know, she, you know, that I know that hurt her heart, but I know she's in that spirit world with him too, you know. I know he's still here with us, but also, you know, she probably need to go check on him again. Keep him in order, but and you know, Mike, you know, she gave you a hard time, but she told me, you know, she loves you a lot, you know, and she really appreciated how you took care of her daughter, you know. She really respected that about you, you know. I'm glad you're there now to get her back like that, because, you know, Vanessa's a beautiful woman. I'm glad to see you supporting her. I'm glad she got your support, you know. You know, Nate, I'm glad you was able to come out to Taiwan, and she talked about that trip, you know, out there with you all, how she just enjoyed and loved being out there, you know, to see her son doing her thing, you know, was able to do it with her children, you know, and just enjoy that experience, you know. It made me miss that I was there, wasn't there too, you know. And then, Justin, she definitely loves you too, enjoyed, having you there, supporting her and backing her, and taking care of her, trying to fix that wheelchair. But yeah, I just wanted to say, that we definitely are blessed and was blessed with a beautiful, aunt and sister and, friend and family member. So I just want y'all to, anytime you have a nice mint you're chewing on or a peppermint or something, take that time to think about those sweet memories of Teresa, because she's always within us. She's not, physical body's not here, but her mind and her spirit is with us. And she's here, so I'm not going to be long. We're going to ride with you, right? It was time to go to Cali. I know, I remember. She said, I'm going to Cali. I said, oh, you going? She said, yeah, we out, we going. She loved it, she loved hanging out with all y'all. And thank you all in California, too, for showing her so much love, because she has such good memories and experiences with you all, so thank you all for being part of our family, too. And thank all y'all for coming, too, we really appreciate everybody for showing up. All right, I'm gone.
All right, thanks everyone. Okay. Thank you. All right, I think we'll conclude the service there. Oh, the repass is listed here. Will be at Kathy's house. Everyone's welcome. Thanks, everyone.
Love you.
Everyone, before we leave, let's close out this celebration with a prayer for the life and legacy of Teresa. If you can just hold hands, family, hold hands, and let's just take this moment to just pray. We thank you, Lord, for this life that you gave us for this period of time, Lord. We're so grateful for Teresa. We thank you for her legacy. We thank you for all that she has meant to us as family. We ask, Lord, that you just continue to guide her family, her children, Lord. And we just want to say we appreciate how you watch over us, protect us. And we know as Teresa is going to continue to watch over and protect us as well. We ask, Lord, now that as we go our separate ways, we remember her life and all that she meant to us. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Excuse me. On behalf of Peace Chapel Home, we would take this time to thank you for allowing us to serve you on today. We pray God's blessings upon each one of you and traveling grace to your various destinations. Thank you.
Let's go,
Yes, as you leave, please take your water bottles with you. Any trash, if you kindly take your water bottles and trash with you, please, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Mom, wait.